Hello, we're live on the Call of Duty Rec League. My name is IK, so here with Gedster. We're going to have an amazing matchup between London Royal with Cheese against the Florida Puppeteers. London are 4-1, while Florida are 3-2. Things are looking like they're getting spicy already in this lobby. Gedster, after we have production, making sure everything's good on the screen. What are you seeing? What are you thinking? And how are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good right now. It's been a little bit since I've had the chance to cast some Call of Duty action, but feeling pretty solid going into it, as are the London Royale with Cheese, taking a slight early lead on this first point here on Hacienda Hardpoint. But Florida, they are able to take back at least a couple points here. They're doing a really good job of controlling the high ground right now, but this hardpoint is almost gone already.
Yeah, of course, people are getting ready for the rotations. And I do want to mention we are in the gold mixed division. It's about
Mm-hmm.
5 weeks into the season, and everybody's starting to get really comfortable with each other. Look for the team coordination to be a big factor in this one. The faster you can get used to your teammates, the better. Right now, we see Florida, 3 members of them in the point, getting about 30 seconds of hill time so far on this P2. What are you seeing, Getster?
I'm seeing a very good hold from them so far. Nothing that London has been able to do has been a successful attack at this point. Everything is going well for them until eventually London find a way to break through. All four players from Florida go down in the kill feed, but eventually they're going to be able to catch up points-wise here. They have the time to, just barely.
Yeah. Whenever I watch the CDL, I feel like this is just a hill that is just back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. The pros definitely know how to break it down. Right now, Berksey has an opportunity to tie the game or bring it really, really close. It's about 5 more seconds left on this P2. The rotations are coming in for both teams. It looks like Florida Puppeteers will be in the best position to get this P3.
Ooh.
Slays, where the shots come out for CK Loves Bacon, not able to find the damage to complete the kill, but communicated to their
Uh-oh.
team what they saw. And right there, that's a great, great, great play by the balding 26-year-old.
Absolutely incredible plays just then. But either way, as you say, Florida Puppeteers are able to win the early rotation towards the hard point, but it doesn't end up mattering for super long, as London Royale are able to retake this. CK loves bacon and loves finding multi-frags, being able to find a couple of those so far in this map. But a couple players going down on both sides, but eventually Florida, they're gonna continue this contest here, and they retake it. What a phenomenal break from them, and nobody's able to do anything because Bus has found 3 players eventually slain by a grenade. But man, this point has been so back and forth, just like everything before it. We're going into P4, and it's back to P1, excuse me, and it is within 10 points.
Super close match right now. Florida just seem to have their spawns, a little bit more dialed in. I feel like London are just going with what they got in the current moment. Florida just doing a great job of just controlling the pace of the game. But as I say that, a little bit of the caster curse comes in as London take the lead on this P1. They are perfectly set up. Let's see this 1v1.
Ooh.
Oh, that goes in favor of the team in red. That's going to be momentum, momentum, momentum. But somehow, some way, Florida Puppeteers take control of this P1 for only a split second. They back out, decide to get the Slays Breezy onto Bando. Wow, that's just a great play, and Florida will have their opening right now, but Berksey comes in to be a thorn into their side, finds almost 3 heads,
Man.
and wow, Bus continues to grab points for Florida.
And they're just going to keep getting points racked up here, man. It is so hard to consistently stay on this point. The lack of cover, the being surrounded by high ground. You're already going to see a player from the Puppeteers getting over towards P2. Bus holding it down for now. Within 3 to start that point. And it's still looking extremely close here. Picks coming out. West side, Beezy doing a phenomenal job of keeping the London Royale at bay here, but eventually does get shut down by Bando. But the trades just keep coming in.
I do want to mention, I kind of see those Squid Game, one Squid Game's skin always throws me off a little bit right now. That contest on the hill is going in favor for Florida Puppeteers. Oh, Squid Games gets one more kill to control this. And like I mentioned, Florida just seemed to control the map that extra 10% or doing, that extra little bit, while London are just relying on their raw slays. Right now, if you look at the scoreboard, everybody for the team in red are super close. Of course, Westside Breezy on the other squad is leading, the entire lobby with 20 slays. Right now, it's just back and forth. And I do want to mention, a lot of people love S&D, but I do love me some Hardpoint in, the Gold Mixed League in the CRL. It's just going to be super competitive. No one's going to be out of it. I'm giving a lot of props to Florida, but London are just fighting strong, and unfortunately, drop right there will come in with authority, but Bus once again is just going to drive into the opponent.
I think the only appropriate word to describe this map so far is scrappy, Queso. It has been nothing but back and forth fights with a couple of decisive wins from the Puppeteers dictating the current lead. And right now, we're seeing one of those. So many picks going in their favor. And like you say, a lot of it falls onto Westside Beezy. This guy has been lights out this whole time. But that's not to take away from the rest of his teammates who are finding picks everywhere on the map.
Yeah, looking into the series, as we see Brinksy just lay down on their stomach. Just if we're looking to the series, I think London Royal will have maybe the advantage for the SND with their ability to stay consistent. But Florida Puppeteers right now on the Hardpoint are just flowing as we see Brinksy playing with confidence. They're only, 16 and 18, only 16 and 18. But, when you have a player like Westside Brinksy, with Breezy, it allows Brinksy to get the killing spree. Just like that, Florida will get 180 points and about a 60-second lead on the opposing team.
Yeah, last time we left P4, it was within 10 points of each other. That is mathematically not possible this time around. It is looking so good for the Puppeteers as it stands here, but eventually a break does come through. The Royale have the point, at least for a little while, and it looks like they're going to be able to hold on to it for the rest of P4. Just going to be fighting for exit frags here is the Puppeteers, but they get shut down. Rotations back to P1. It's all about who can control that high ground, and right now, it's looking okay for Florida, but it's going to be rough.
Yeah. London Royal decided to just milk out that point as we see Florida ready for... Not necessarily ready. I thought they were ready for the rotations, but instead they were on the respawns. Right now, London Royal have their opportunity. I think you and I both thought that it was going to be tough for London to get control of this next point, but right now they're doing their best, bringing that lead within 30 seconds. Squid Games gets a pick, and now we rotate into the perspective of Elzen, who throws the nades and just lays on their stomach, picks off the player wearing the, mischievous skin. Right now, it's a battle on that point. Toronto Ultra goes down. Let's see if they're able to make it competitive once again.
Yeah, Beans, you are not right now. Not able to find all of the picks necessary to hold on to this point for very long, but we are back to this being a very close game here. Within 20 points of each other as it stands, but Puppeteers, they're looking to get a little bit of scrap time here at the end of the point and make a solid rotation early over there, but Elzen is already on P2. If they're able to find and shut him down, this could be the opening that the Puppeteers need, but Elzen finds the first pick. Doesn't find the second. Point is still contested though, and just like that, that is the opening that they absolutely needed. Puppeteers are now above 200 points, but London very close on their tails.
Yeah. Florida just trying to rush in off their respawns. London are, you know, coming up near their teammates. So this might be a great opportunity for London to potentially take the lead here. It is a contested hill right now. Florida are 2 down while 2 members of the red team are in that point. This might be the opportunity, and it is, as they take a 3-second lead and counting right now. Let's see if they're able to hold on to this longer. This is the time when I would love to do a in to hear, you know, Empo scream dead when they just knocked another player onto the death screen.
It's looking real solid right now, but rotations, no one gets there like super cleanly right now. There's a whole wave from London Royale coming in, and Brinksy has to stay alive, but he does not for very long. Early points go over to the side of the Puppeteers, but this is big picks coming out from Bus. Finds several, and Brinksy on the respawn saves his life. The absolute moment it looked like he was about to go down. This continues to be close. BZ finding a pick on the Berksy here. The Royale need a break right now, and that's a good start. BZ goes down. Empo falling next. Is so scrappy right now. Points still going to London with Cheese, but Bus falling. It all falls to Westside BZ right now to keep it alive really well and truly. On the other side of that wall, another player. I'm not sure either team is going to be able to win the game on this point now. But all the way up to P4 we go very shortly.
Yeah, no, those respawns are a little dead even right now. Florida were able to come up, you know,
Oh my!
seconds before the opposing team, and it was a contest to see who was the first one to get onto that point right now. Florida, somehow, some way, because of that opening that they got with a crazy two-piece, will lead them to take this lead and maybe even map 1. It looks like London will have one more time to contest. They stay in this point. They get stunned. Florida pushes in, but gets taken out one by one. It looks like London will take the lead once again.
The Hellstorm absolutely turns the tide of everything here. 3 points remain. I don't think a contest can come through. It finally does. But can the kills go through? Points racking up. 249 apiece. Another contest. But Florida, they do it. A 2K from Bus to put them on 249 into a Hellstorm that takes them off the point. And somehow they still retake and win.
Just back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. I do think those spawns played a big factor. You know, when it came to the rotations, even though